What's up, YouTube? So oil changes are pretty straightforward, but I haven't seen anything on YouTube or anywhere that kind of shows the details for this motor. It's a Gravely Compact Pro 34-inch deck with the Kawasaki FX481B. So I'm just going to run through a few of the details. So I've got the owner's manual and stuff right here. Just for this basic oil change. So let's just show y'all how much oil it takes. So it takes, you can see right here, 1.5 liters when the oil filter is not removed. I don't know why you would fill it up with oil when the oil filter is removed. I feel like that wouldn't work out, but yeah. And that's of, honestly, it doesn't even say in here what type of oil to use, but 10W30 is what I've always used. So I just use like Pennzoil, just conventional. It says high mileage, but it's conventional. That's what I use, and it works just fine. And you're gonna put about 1/4 of this in here. Yeah, 4.73 liters. So maybe a little over a quart. But yeah, so what I used here, I've already started draining the oil, but I stopped it so I can show y'all. This little guy is going to be connected to this tab right here. You're just going to slip that out and kind of point it down so that it's draining, directly down instead of like shooting out. So I used, I don't even know what size this is, 11/16, and I'm just keeping it on there to hold the thing up a little bit, this little nozzle up, and that goes around this little gold piece right here. And then I used a 5/8 to break this out, and then you just let it drain. Always let it drain before you take the oil filter out. That's what I've always been told. Correct me if I'm wrong. I always open the oil cap so it can get some airflow and it's not vacuum sealed still. So yeah, we're gonna let that drain, and then I'll be right back. Getting pretty close here to it being done. I failed to mention earlier that in the manual it says to run the engine just a little bit so it's warm oil. I think that's just so that it's kind of more fluid. It'll more easily pour out and not get like kind of clogged. Not clogged, but it won't run slowly. It'll run quicker when it's warm. So yeah, we're getting pretty close. So I've got this little what you call it, filter wrench or whatever you call it. I don't even know. Don't even remember where I picked it up. Just a cheap piece of crap. Gravely didn't make it too easy on us, or should I say Aaron's didn't make it too easy on us. That filter is kind of hard to reach. Like, this is the best angle that I have at it with the wrench, and you can barely even see it. So thankfully I didn't put it on too tight last time. I can't even see if you can see that. You kind of can. So I just got it on here. Actually, that's the wrong way. Huh? And I had to get it on there, and then I had to move the handle past the where you pour the oil in, and then I had to like work it around the filter, and then work the handle around this little nozzle here, and it broke free. Thank God it wasn't hard or put on too tightly, because I'd break it loose just a little bit and then I could get it with my hand. So looks like we're about finished. She's just trickling out. So we're gonna break this off a little bit more and see what happens. Yeah, it's starting to come out. So, we need to find where that's coming out. Bottom. First, I'm going to clean that little bit up. I hate having little stains everywhere. Right there. And we'll push this right there. We'll go ahead and plug that back up, I guess. Yeah, I remember this happened to me last time too, when I took out the filter. And then obviously there's still some oil stuck in there. And so it's gonna come out all over the place. If you don't know where it comes out, you're gonna have a big mess. But thankfully I just let it drip a little bit and then put the catch pan right under it. So here she is, the original oil filter. Only reason I have this one is because my dealer gave it to me for free when I bought the mower. I just went to Walmart and got a little, this is what filter I used, or I bought. I ran a cross-reference, oh, I just broke it. Ran a cross-reference online and found that this is the OEM replacement part for conventional or synthetic grip. So let's open this up. Looks a little bit bigger than that one, but they say it's supposed to work. Honestly, if it is, I'm not too worried about it, because it'll just be easier to take off the next time. So I guess I'll just show y'all the little process you're supposed to go through with oil filters. So I always just take the oil that's been in here. Actually, no, I don't. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm lying to you. Just grab some of your oil and you fill up the oil filter. I always fill it up about 3/4 of the way because I don't like it to be spilling out whenever I'm putting it on. So sorry, I just got a text. We're gonna use a funnel. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. It's gonna make it a little easier because especially with one hand it's kind of hard. So that's probably close to enough. Oh man, come on out. Come on out. Oh, there it goes. Spill a little bit again. Yeah, that's good for me. It's good enough for me. So then what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to get some on your finger, and then you're supposed to go around this little O-ring and lube it up nice so it creates a nice seal when you put it on there. So here we go. I'm gonna put it on. I'm actually kind of excited to put this thing on because it's got the super grip. It's just, you know, Walmart Fram. I don't know how good they are. I feel like an oil filter is just an oil filter. Actually, before we put that on, I'm gonna clean up that mess that I made that you can't really see. That's down there, but yeah. So typically you don't want oil just sitting around like on the frame of your vehicle or mower or, you know, bike or whatever, because it seems like my experience, every time I've got oil just sitting around somewhere, it finds the heat and then it just starts burning off. So that's always super annoying. So So here goes the frame. Threads fit perfectly. Yeah, see, look at that. So already I'll recommend this, at least this size air filter to y'all, because like look how much easier this is going to be to get the wrench around. Like y'all couldn't even see the other one, half because it was black, but really because it was just sucked in there. But so I've already got the wrench around there. I've got plenty of room to just go ahead and tighten. It's not on completely straight, but it turns straight as it goes, so it's fine. Yeah, and I always just put like 1 foot-pound of torque on there, like not very much at all. Just because of what happened earlier, like the filter was too short and I didn't have a lot of grip on it, but thankfully it's not on very tight, and so it doesn't need to be very tight either. These motors are pretty well balanced and there's not a whole lot of shaking. So there we go. Got the new oil filter on. Just slip this back in the little tab. Maybe. There we go. And then I'll tighten up this guy off camera so that you don't have to watch. So yeah, now all you gotta do is grab your funnel, throw it in the hole, clean out your funnel because that looks like a moth. Which I had just cleaned out my funnel like right before this, so that must have just gotten in there. Goodbye, moth. Sad times. Sad times for the moth, drowning in oil. Alright. And then, you know, it says 1.5 liters of oil. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill it up and just keep checking the dipstick every now and then, because I can't eyeball 1.5 liters of oil. If you can, then more power to you. But that's probably close to enough. Okay, cool. Yeah, check that out. I didn't have a ramp, so I had to take my trailer ramp off just to get up here. I could have gone through that door, maybe. This is a pretty small motor, but whatever. Work harder, not smarter, is what I've always learned. And yes, you heard me right. So yeah. Alright, I'm gonna clean this guy off and test the oil real quick. Alright, so it's been sitting for a second. So let's see if it's good. So it has these little pockets that the oil can sit in. You can't really see that very well, huh? It's kind of nice, even though this oil's pretty much the exact same color as this dipstick. Let's see. Yeah, so we definitely need some more. You can see on there that that's not near enough. So let's add some more. I'm just gonna stick this in there. Y'all are probably gonna judge me for that, but whatever. So let's add some more. I feel like I've already added like about half of this thing. No, maybe a third. Maybe a little over a quarter. Alright, so that should be good. Maybe it just takes more oil because I have a bigger oil filter now. You know? Could be the case. Probably not the case. Turn the puppy off. Sorry, you don't get to watch me do that. I need both. Alright, now let's check it one more time. Yep, that looks good to me. Cool. So, there we go. Now I'm just going to clean up the rest of my mess and should be good to go. I usually like to like to let it sit for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15 minutes before I do anything. Just because I'm always scared that I'm going to ruin my motor. I like to try to take care of my stuff. So anyway, once again, that's the oil filter that I used. And Pennzoil SAE 10W30, high mileage, quote unquote. Oh, maybe I'll throw this information in there too. This is your original oil filter. So, if you ever need these numbers, I don't know, you might. So, if you ever need these numbers, just pause this video and just type them in wherever you need them. I hate having to look up information and not have any basis of what I'm looking for, especially when I'm looking for something to replace an OEM part. So yeah, you can plug that into a cross-reference website. I'll put a link in the description of the cross-reference site that I used for both oil filters and air filters, and it'll tell you which ones are compatible with your OEM parts. So thanks for watching. I don't really care if you like or if you subscribe. This is for informational purposes only, so do what you want, man. Sorry, I'm coming back for a sorry, I had to come back and show you one more thing. I guess this can be like my special features of this video. So this is, I was showing you all the numbers on the side of this thing, so I just thought I'd show you the numbers on the bottom. Not really sure what 030415AF stands for, but there you go, just in case you need it.